Hey everyone, welcome to this video. So in this video, what we're going to be going through is the Facebook Dashboard 101. So we're going to be going through the entire Facebook ads dashboard just to give you a much better understanding of how the dashboard works, how the ads, campaigns, ad sets, everything is laid out to give you a much better understanding as we're continuing to create ads. So you're just much more comfortable as we're navigating through the platform. So diving in with an introduction to Facebook ads. Facebook ads, they operate on three levels. So first we have the campaign, and then we have the ad set, and then we have the ad. So the campaign level is really an overview of what the campaign is about. So the strategic goals. The ad set level is going to be defining the audience, the targeting, the placements, and the pixel. And then on the ad level, that is where we actually go ahead and design, configure the ad, put in the copy, the ad copy, the links, the headlines, descriptions, everything like that, designing out the ad. So what that really looks like on a visual level. So here, first we have the campaign, where this is where we can actually put our primary objectives. So what we're aiming to do with the campaign. This is also where we can choose either a CBO or an ABO, a campaign budget optimization or ad set budget optimization. So that's where we can choose which one of those we'd like to do. And then you can see inside the campaign, we have the ad sets. So here's the 5 ad sets. So on the ad set level, that's again where we're choosing the secondary campaign objective. So say with the main campaign objective, we're going for sales. On the second one, we can choose if we want to optimize for add to carts or maybe optimize for purchases, things like that. So that's where we can choose the secondary objective. That's where we choose our pixel, the budget, the locations, audience, gender, placements, everything is done in the ad set in here. And that's where we're going to go ahead and be able to edit those types of things in the ad set. Now you can see in each ad set, we have different ads. You can have multiple ads. So you can have multiple ad sets in each campaign. And then in each ad set, you can also have multiple ads. So what we go ahead and do in here is this is where we're choosing, again, the pages, the images, the videos, ad copy, headlines, descriptions, call to actions, URLs, and UTM parameters. That's where we're going to go ahead and add all those pieces in. We're also going to walk through all of that in this video today. This is just a really overview, high level, a real overview of what it looks like in terms of the campaigns. So at the campaign level, again, our campaigns, these are what are going to house our ad sets and really define our primary objective. Now, we can also have multiple ad sets within the campaign for different targeting requirements. And campaigns also allow very easy management and optimization of our ads as well. Now, for the ad sets, we can have multiple ad sets that reside within our campaigns and contain different targeting parameters. And this is also where we're going to implement the Facebook pixel for tracking our purchases, where we're going to put it in to actually optimize for conversions. Now, again, within here, this is where we're going to define our target audience, demographics, interests, and behaviors. And then again, we can also choose the placements that our ads are going to go to. So that includes really anything like news feed, Facebook feed, Instagram feed, Instagram stories, audience networks, tons of different placements. And we're going to go through all of that as well. Now on the ad level, again, so within each ad set, we will have multiple ads to deliver specific styles of content. And this is also where we will be connecting the ad to your Facebook and Instagram page as well. Now on the ad level, this is where we put in and actually build out all of the ads with all of these elements in here. Now, what we're going to go ahead and do now is actually hop into the actual Facebook ad account. And I just want to go ahead and walk through essentially everything that you need to know in terms of the entire Facebook dashboard and what you're going to go ahead and see in here and how you can essentially navigate around the dashboard as well. So as you can see, I have a couple of campaigns in draft here, but we're going to go ahead and create a brand new campaign. You can follow along. You don't need to though, because we're going to create our actual campaign in the future. So this is just for demonstrational purposes. So what we'd want to do is we'd want to choose sales because we want sales, obviously. And then we'd want to always choose the manual sales campaign. We have split tested both of these, and manual sales campaign has worked better. Now, once you're inside and actually have created the campaign, you can go ahead and see that we have the campaign up here. Inside the campaign, we have the ad set. And then inside the ad set, we have the ad. Now, one thing that we can do is if I click on these three dots next to the ad set and click on quickly duplicate, you can see now we have two ad sets within this one campaign, and each ad set has one ad inside. Now we can create any combination of ad sets, ads, anything like that inside this campaign. That doesn't mean we always want to though, because we want to really keep things simple, because simple is what scales. I'm going to go ahead and delete this just for this demonstration. So now we're back to just having one ad set and one ad. So now on the campaign level, this is where you can go ahead and name your campaign. So we're going to go ahead and name this test campaign. You can see the name changed right there. And then you can see the actual campaign overview. So the actual campaign objective that we're going for is sales. Now, sometimes you may see that the catalog is pre-selected here. Make sure to go ahead and turn that off, because we'll want that off as we're promoting your ebooks. Now, down here at the very bottom, this is where you can see Advantage Campaign Budget, or previously known as CBO, so Campaign Budget Optimization. Now, what this is we can go ahead and put a budget for the entire campaign. So now we're going to go ahead and head into the ad set. Now you can see here, we can go ahead and rename our ad set here. And then we're always going to want to go ahead and choose website in here. You can see this is the actual conversion location where we want to actually drive sales. So we're going to choose website. Our performance goal is always going to be maximize number of conversions. This is where you can go ahead and choose your pixel. And then this is where you can go ahead and choose your conversion event. So like what we were talking about earlier, how you can do added carts, purchases, payment info. We always want to stick with purchase though, because that's what we want. We want purchases, so we're going to optimize for purchases. Now, as you can see, as we're scrolling down, so it says here for our budget, your budget was set using Advantage Campaign Budget. So that's where our budget is going to be. And we're going to be using this when we set up our actual campaign. So we want to make sure that we're using that campaign budget there. You can see we have a start date here and we have an end date. We always leave this unchecked because we want campaigns to run for a longer period of time as they continue to get better over time as well. And this here is where you can see that we can actually control more aspects of our audience. So in the audience controls, some ad accounts, I will say, look slightly different. That's just how Facebook, they're always split testing things on their side. So sometimes the ad accounts do look different, but it should look something like this when you get down to the audience controls and the Advantage Plus audience. So make sure you go ahead and just look for these pieces in terms of location, because we will be using this in the future campaigns. And then as you can see with Advantage Plus audience, this is something that Facebook is moving forwards to in 2024, is going after a more open audience. So we'll be going through how to set this up in the future. But as you can see here, we're going to be using this one. We're not going to switch to original audience. We're going to click on audience suggestions, optional. And then we're going to be using these as we're creating out your campaigns. So in here is where we can actually create out custom audiences. We can edit the age, gender, and add in some detailed targeting as well. Now, when you come down here into placements, this is where our placements are. Now there is the option of manual placements, and you can actually see all of these placements here. There's a lot of different placements, a lot of different options. Now, what we want to do, and we've tested tens of millions of dollars on this, and we've always seen that Advantage Plus placements will perform better over time. And so we want to go ahead and stick with that because it's going to give you the best chance of success in the long run for your ads. Now, what we can go ahead and do next is we're going to head to the ad level. So on the ad level, this is where, again, you can always name your ad. There we go. And then as you can see, when we scroll down, this is where you can go ahead and choose your Facebook page. your Instagram page. And then this is where we go ahead and scroll down to manual upload. We'd always want to select that. And then this is where we can choose the format between single image or video or carousel here. For this example, we're going to go through single image or video. Now, as you're scrolling down, here's where we can go ahead and add in the actual image or video. And then as you can scroll down, this is where our primary text goes. So you can see that text showing up right there, test primary text. And then for our headline, you can see our headline showing up right here. And then for our description, down there. Now, as you can see here, we have add text option. Now, what that's going to be able to allow us to do is to where we can test out different pieces of text. We're going to go through all of this as we're setting up your actual campaign. I'm going to show you how we can use these and leverage these. You can see here, now we have 2 pieces of primary text, and Facebook will go ahead and dynamically choose between them based on what is going to provide you the most results. Now, as you can see here, once you start to get your ads set up, you can even look over here on the right-hand side and look at your, you can look at your ad in different placements. So in the Facebook feed, Instagram feed, all the different feeds, just making sure that everything looks good. Now, as we're scrolling down here, we see the call to action button. We always want to make sure that we choose shop now, but that is where you can go ahead and change those call to actions in here. And then as we're scrolling down, this is where we can go ahead and edit out our URL. Now, if yours does say that it has the call feature selected, make sure to go ahead and just choose none. Sometimes it auto selects that, sometimes it doesn't. And you can always just go ahead and select none and that'll go away. And then as we're scrolling down, we'll get into URL parameters when we're actually building out your campaign, but it's a great, very useful tracking metric that we're going to be able to go ahead and use. But that is going to go ahead and complete the entire actual campaign from campaign to ad set to ad, walking through everything. And then as well, one other piece is that if we're coming up here to this primary text, as we're going ahead and adding different text options, say we have 2 primary texts in here. After these ads have ran for at least a day, what we can go ahead and do is click on the X and say that these ads have, for this example, just say that these ads have ran for a day. What we can go ahead and do is look at a breakdown of the time that they have been running, and then head over here to breakdown. And then this is where you can go ahead and scroll to the very bottom to buy dynamic creative element and choose text. And it will go ahead and show you the text that has actually performed. It'll show you the amount of results that that text has gotten. And it's just a great extra way to be able to look at the data in terms of which text is performing. Now, you can also obviously look at all of these other pieces as well. Obviously, we don't want to get too complex with things because we want to keep it simple, and simple is what scales. So text is the main one that we will be looking at for this course and how you can be able to scale. Now, text is the only one that I would recommend looking at just so we don't get too caught up in the data, and it's by far the most important. Now, something else that's very cool that you can also do in the actual ads manager is if you look at clicking on ad. So now we're back into this campaign. So something that you can go ahead and do is if you click on Command C, or possibly if you're on a Windows computer, if you click on Control C, and then what you can go ahead and do is that will go ahead and copy the ad. So what you can go ahead and do is click on the ad set, click on Control V, and it will go and paste in another ad. So that's some way that you can copy certain ads and certain campaigns and paste them into other campaigns as well. You can see I just copied that ad, put it into another campaign. Now you can also do this with campaigns as well. You can hit Command C, Command V, and that'll go ahead and duplicate your original campaign. I'm going to go ahead and delete that by clicking on the 3 dots and then delete. Now, the final piece is going to be getting into the actual columns. So what I would recommend is using performance and clicks. You should see that as one of the preset columns. If it's not there, you can click on discover more columns, performance, performance and clicks. And then this will essentially allow you to have everything that you need for your actual columns. The only thing that we can go ahead and add is by clicking on performance and clicks first, heading to the very bottom to customize columns. And then what we can do is type in ROAS, purchase ROAS, and we can put that at the very end here. And we can go ahead and deselect the mobile app and website. And then we can save that as a preset column. We can go ahead and type in authors, direct, sales, and then apply. So that's the column that you want to go ahead and use. This will have all of the data that we need to go ahead and look at as we're creating your campaigns. It's the Facebook has put a lot of time, obviously, into creating these columns, and performance and clicks is all the data that we will need as we're scaling it, as we're looking at just the right amount of data, not too much, not too little, and everything that we need to really go ahead and scale. So that will be everything for the Facebook Dashboard 101. And in the next video, what we're going to be doing is actually getting into building out your ad copy and building effective ad copy. So very excited for that. It's a very important piece in terms of direct sales. And so very excited to jump into that. So I'll go ahead and see you in the next video.